By any standards, it was the most decorous of invasions. The 10 women who gate-crashed a male-only bathing pond in North this week were not strident, vociferous or impolite. One professed to feeling nervous, others insisted that they were not natural activists. Yet all felt moved to remonstrate against proposed reforms to the Gender Recognition Act, which, they claim, could allow predatory men to masquerade as trans women in order to prey on females. Their method of drawing attention to their cause was a novel one. They said they were identifying as men for the day to highlight the problems inherent in the planned legislation, adopting Man Friday as the name of their campaign, set up on the website Mumsnet. Yet despite its laudable intentions, to protect women and those with genuine gender dysphoria, their protest movement has proved so contentious that some participants have faced a barrage of online abuse and even physical threats from hardline transgender activists. The very 21st-century insult TERF, which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist, is being hurled at them. Hampstead Heath, with its network of outdoor pools, one designated for men, one until recently women only and one mixed, was the venue for this week's protest. One woman sported a pantomime beard, another wore a lime green mankini, a male version of a bikini. It was all done with a lightness of touch but serious intent. The women chose the male outdoor swimming pond for their demonstration against planned laws that would allow men who merely identify as women, they would need no evidence that they have transitioned from male to female, to use the women's pond and female changing rooms. Hannah Clark, 39, one of the pond invaders and a founder member of the Man Friday movement, is articulate, measured in her language and solidly middle class. Her father is a retired Army major, magistrate and Tory councillor. Her mother has also been a Conservative councillor in the home counties for almost 3 decades. Hannah says, "We're scrupulous about respecting transgender rights, but the law must also acknowledge biological differences between men and women and their entitlement to separate spaces in order to retain dignity, privacy and safety." She and her 160 or so fellow Man Friday activists balk against enshrining in law changes that would allow self-identifying men into female spaces such as single-sex hospital wards, changing rooms, loos, refuges and prisons. Hannah, a former civil servant whose husband works in finance, concedes, "I'm not a natural activist. I'd never protested about anything in my life before Man Friday. I was scared, nervous, jittery. But I believe women must fight to be heard about this. There was a wonderful camaraderie at the Hampstead Ponds. Although I was terrified, I had a sense of belonging, of a shared purpose. We were the politest protesters ever. We paid our £2 entrance fee to the ponds. Some women stayed outside giving out leaflets. 10 of us went into the men's changing room. There were probably about 30 men in the changing area we went into. Some of them started shouting at us. I think it would have been quite obnoxious to flash naked bodies at them, so we tried to change facing the wall. All the women were as respectful as possible. We were grown up about it. We had a man shout, 'It's utter B*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************�* if we went to the women's pond and showed off our C******Ks. But that is precisely the point, it's exactly what we are protesting about. We are concerned that predatory men are already using changes in the law as a charter to invade women's space and violate their privacy. In the U.S., where the clothing and homeware store Target has allowed men who identify as female into the women's and children's changing rooms, there has been a threefold increase in voyeurism, and all the perpetrators were male. The fear is that sexual offenders here will use gender identity policies to gain access to areas designated for women and children. Hannah also cites the case of sexual predator Christopher Hambrook, who 4 years ago was jailed indefinitely in Canada after falsely claiming to be transgender and sexually assaulting vulnerable females in women's refuges. Yet the current accepted view, that whether you are a man or a woman is merely a feeling, an inner essence, which transcends biology, offers a loophole to such abusers. And if proposed changes to the Gender Recognition Act are passed, this new orthodoxy will become enshrined in law. The debate is a complex and contentious one, but it is being silenced by some activists who conflate discussion with bigotry and free speech with intolerance. And in their efforts to be seen as inclusive, businesses, councils and government ministers are quashing discussion for fear of being labeled transphobic.